Alright, so I couldn't get a Fortnite video out today because it's just way too late for that. But we're gonna do a tractor tier list of all the tractors in FS25. So yeah. First, the Zetter Proxima HS with 76 to 117 horsepower. It's not the best, but it's not the worst as well. Well, either, but it looks a little weird, so D tier. Then the Claas Arian 470 to 410 with 90 to 155 horsepower. I mean, it's a Claas, so like, yeah, it's got good power, so B tier. And then both Landini, it doesn't cost that. It's actually the cheapest tractor in the whole game, so I'll put it in B tier. F tier, I'm not gonna even say why, just F tier. I know Fan 200 V Wario. I don't really have an explanation, but C tier. The Massey Ferguson MF 5700S is a Massey, and like because it's a Massey, and like, oh yeah, it looks pretty good, and with max 130 horsepower. I think you can also put a front loader on it. Like, it's a pretty good utility tractor. Middle B. Antonio Carrero. Wheel one. I'll put both of these in C tier. Then the Reggie track. The SKH60. I mean, for grassland, like hilly grasslands, it's okay for a tractor, but it looks pretty weird, so D tier. The Fat 300 Wario with up to 142 horsepower. I'd say good utility tractor. B tier. The John Deere 3650. Not really good for any farm work other than running the Great Plains seeder. It's good at that, and it's good with hauling like a trailer and stuff. It's a little slow, but for like bale trailer or something like that, it's okay. And for a hay and tractor, it's pretty good. So I'll say high C tier. Now, probably my favorite small tractor in the whole game. The Zetter Frontera HSX. So the reason this is one of my favorite small tractors is because, well, it's the tractor I use on my Start From Scratch series, and it is pretty good. Like up to 136 horsepower. Like, you'd say it's a a service tractor? No, like your tractor, you'd say, but you can do a bit of logging with it, so I'll say like, no, like, We'll say middle B tier. Then the Iseki TJW. I haven't tried it. It looks like absolute dog shit. And it has 123 horsepower, so I know it's good on the on Hilltown Pentai, I'd say, but just about there. Now the Vent 500 Wario, up to 171 horsepower. You can actually do stuff like field work with this, and it looks pretty good. So I'd say like I don't want to rank it over the Zetter, but I'm gonna put it there. Then the Lender Track 130. Everybody hates this tractor, so I think you know where I'm gonna put this. Now the Massey MF7S. Now hear me out on this one. It's a good utility tractor with minimum 155 horsepower. And if you upgrade the engine to 210 horsepower, you can do a lot of hay and like you could run a whole farm with one of them 7S. So I'd say like high B tier. Now the Same, I have no idea if I'm saying that right. The Same Rotus 135 RV shift. Who even uses this? But it looks okay. It has 143 horsepower. So I'd say I'm gonna put it about where the 3650 is. Actually, I'm gonna put it above 3650. Now, the dude's Form 6C RV shift. Now, this is a very good utility tractor. You can use it for forestry, like you can use it for anything with small scale farming, even logging and vegetables and stuff. So I'm gonna put it I'll put it above the Massey. Now, the Zetter Crystal HD is a Zetter, and not a lot of people use them. I feel like way too underrated for what it is. I haven't tried it myself, but I'd guess that it's pretty good, but for like looks, it gets a minus. It doesn't look as good as the Frontera. Like, to me, it doesn't look as good as the Frontera. So I'll put it, hold on. I'll put it, I'd say right there. Now the Kubota M8 series. So it is a good tractor with up to 200 horsepower. It was part of the Kubota DLC in FS25, and it was loved a lot. And I think these days you don't see them very often being used, but I'd say like it's good for like a plowing tractor or something. But it gets a minus for style or looks. I'd say it has a lot of power, so I'll put it up here. Actually, there. Now, both the Challenger now these two. They're the same tractor, but the other one's a Challenger and the other one's a white. And you start them with on New Farmer on every map. I think like on Zelonka you start with a Challenger, as well as on Riverbend Springs you start with a Challenger, but on Houghton Panta you start with a white. And you can get it up to pretty good horsepower, like 235 horsepower. So I'd say like because they have so much power, I'll put it up there with the Massey. Now, the 6R. It is pretty good with horsepower and utility. You can get a front loader on it, and a lot of people like it. It looks good. So, yeah, plus on looks. I'll put it, right there. Now the 700 Wario. I'll put it with all the other fence, actually. Put it right there. Actually, that deserves the top. That's of B tier. Actually, no. Now the T7. New Holland T7. I don't really know what to say about this, but it's pretty nice. It's good to use. I'd say, there. Now the Ultra T series. It doesn't have as much power as some of the others, like medium tractors, I think. So, I'll put it right on up here. Or actually, I'm gonna put it down there. So, and then the Steyr Absolute CVT. It's underrated, and it also has that used vehicle Easter egg, so I'll actually put it there. Now, it's a very, the Case Puma AFS Connect. It's a good tractor, up to 302 horsepower. It looks really good, so I think we have our first A tier. Yeah. Actually, now that I look at it, the 700 Wario also deserves A tier. Now the Dude's Farm AgroStorm 831. It is one of the best tractors. It is one of the best deals in the game with 203 horsepower max. It costs like 60 grand max. and like it's probably one of the first tractors, like new tractors that you'll buy in a save game. This also deserves an A tier. Right there. Now, the news for Series 8. The 8 might take a maybe a lot, yeah, and same with the 7 series, Series 7. Actually, put this up there. Get the new horn up on the top. So now the McCormick is a good tractor, but it costs a lot. It looks good though, so I'll put it high B tier. Now the Ultra S series. I don't really like how it looks, but you can get to 420 horsepower with that, and it can handle most of the equipment in the game with that kind of power. So for me, it takes a minus from the things. Yeah, deserves, I'd say, high A tier. Then the 1100 Oreo MT, up to 673 horsepower. It looks okay to me, and like, well, yeah, but it does get a minus from me for being tracked. I don't really like tracked tractors. I'd say like, but some people do like it, and it is pretty powerful, so I'll give it a about middle A tier. Now, the 9S. It is, to me, one of the best looking Massies in the game. It has 425 horsepower up to. It isn't really the most powerful thing in the game. It costs a lot, but to me it's like pretty okay. I used like 2 of those to run my test save. So yeah, I think the 9S deserves a yeah, high A tier. Now the 900 Wario, up to 415 horsepower. It's pretty okay. I'd say like low-ish A tier. Actually, I'm gonna move the McCormick to A tier. Now the TA Genesis, up to 435 horsepower. It looks good. It drives really good. Good-ish customizations, and yeah, it's kind of underrated when you think about it. So yeah, Maybe. Now, this might be a pretty, not a lot of people will like my decision on this, but the 8RX, I just don't like it, okay? The 8R is way better. Maybe the 8RX looks better than the 8R, but yeah. I'll put that. Now, the case the FS Connect series, the case, up to 435 horsepower. It looks okay, and it has a lot of power. It's pretty underrated. I'll put it somewhere over here. Now the 7R. I don't have a lot to say about this, but it's just a better 6R. It's somewhere between, well, yeah, it's between the 6R and the 7R. It looks good, it has a good amount of power, and a lot of people like it. I'll give it 8 here. Now, the 9R, it looks good. It functions good. It has a lot of power, up to 600, up to almost 700 horsepower. And a lot of people do like it. We'll put it high up there. Now the 8RT. To me, it's just a better version of the 8RX because it looks way better than the 8RX. We'll put it right there. And then the 8R. You probably know where I'm gonna put this. Right there. Now the 1000 Vario. It has a lot of power, 517 horsepower. So I think I'm gonna put it right about there. Now, the last 3. I'm gonna start from the class Zarian 12. It is one of the most powerful tractors in the game. One of the most powerful. It is also the heaviest. You can make it the heaviest tractor in the game, I think. And like, it doesn't look very good, but it is new, so not a lot of people use it. I'm gonna put it low. Actually, yeah. Now I'm gonna move the 7S up here. Now, these two right here, John Deere 9RX and the 715 Quad-Track. Both, y'all probably know where I'm gonna put them. All the way at the top. But the case is, I think, the most powerful tractor in the game, so I'll put it above. Yeah. So I think this might be done, I'd say. There are a lot of tractors in the game. Yeah, I think that is it. So, I guess bye. Yeah, just have a nice rest of your day if anyone does watch this. Bye.